You played tonight in the game one, specifically after you played last night, and Foxborough coming off a big division win.
Well, I was glad to see that they had been in a close game last night, as we had, so that it would be kind of a level playing field. We challenged our kids in the locker room last night. We didn't talk at all about the loss to Franklin. We challenged them to rise to the occasion this morning. You know, get home, get to bed, get up early, make this as normal a day as possible. We never play at noontime. This is so out of our norm. And to their credit, they rose to the challenge, and I thought they came out strong, and they didn't let up.
Obviously, the biggest story of the night was Kris's big milestone. Can you talk about that?
Kris, you know, 4-year starter, 2-year captain, 2-year league all-star, just a tremendous, tremendous high school basketball player, a quiet leader. Couldn't be happier for him. When that last shot went in to break the 1,000 mark, I mean, I was as happy as anyone in the gym, and I knew there were a lot of happy people there.
Talk about when he came here 4 years ago, the decision to put him on the varsity squad.
There was no decision. When he was an 8th grader and he moved here, we watched him playing travel basketball, and he was ready. He was ready then. We just couldn't use him because he's in a separate school. If he was an Avon kid, he would have been a 6-year high school starter, you know, 7 through 12 school. You can do that legally. Here you can't. So we waited for him, and we were really happy with what we got, and it was worth the wait.
Talk about how he's evolved as a player since his freshman year.
Well, his responsibilities have changed. He's a much stronger kid. He's a better athlete, which is hard to believe, than he was when he came here. He played a couple of years at point, and now he's off the ball, and he's more of a scoring threat, more of a slasher now, which is great for him down the road, because that opens up all sorts of possibilities in the world of college basketball.
Talk about your team's hustle today, a lot of offensive rebounds. You got to the loose balls first. You got back on defense when they had a break.
I thought that the transition game was great. We really pushed the ball when we had the opportunity, and that all starts with the rebound. And there were a couple of possessions where we didn't look pretty, but we got shot after shot after shot, and that's nice to see.
Talk about Marcus's effort tonight. I know he's been your lockdown defender this season, but tonight led you offensively.
We've been talking to Marcus about attacking the basket and not just settling for open shots. And he's a good shooter. He hit a few shots tonight, but when he goes hard to the basket, that makes everybody else better, because he's a good passer, he's a good playmaker, he's a good scorer.
Talk about your benches effort tonight and free throws. You guys were 10 for 10 on free throws. In a couple of last games, you guys have missed some.
Yeah, that's, obviously can't do better than that. That was nice. We didn't get to the line a ton, but you can only hit the ones you're offered, and the kids, to their credit, did a nice job. And the guys that were in the fourth quarter did a nice job of not letting down and not turning it into a, hey, I got to get me some points. They moved the ball, they made the extra pass, and they turned a good shot into a great shot.
Now 5-0 in the division. How important is Tuesday's matchup with Olive Ames?
Well, it's huge. I would think that it's going to be crazy here on Tuesday night, as it always is for a Stoughton Olive Ames game. Two teams that match up pretty evenly, obviously with the overtime game that could have gone either way a bunch of different times the first time around. It should be great. It should be, use all the cliches. It's what high school sports is all about, blah, blah, blah.
Can you talk about the game tonight, how you felt you played offensively and defensively after playing a game last night?
It was a good game for both. It was a good game for us. We should have our defense to a 3-2 instead of playing man like we used to. It was a good shooting night. It wasn't bad. It was a good game.
Talk about Kris's obviously big milestone tonight. What it's been like playing for you, and what impact he's had on you?
Good. Chris has been here for a long time. He's a great leader. He always oversees me. He always tells me what to do and helps me out on everything I do.
Talk about Tuesday night, you guys going against OA. Obviously, would you consider it the biggest game of the year for you guys?
Yeah, coming up, it's the biggest game of the year. It's going to be a really good game. It's going to be packed. It's going to be good.
3-4, Calixte. Passed it by Calixte. Basket by Joe Postgame. Three-pointer, Kris Joyce. Kris Joyce for three. Kris Joyce. Basket by Middleton.
Talk about the game tonight and how you felt you performed.
I felt like I just wanted to contribute more on offense. I felt like on defense I was helping a lot more, but on offense I wanted to contribute more. Until the game we knew it was an important one for Little Hawk, and that the Franklin game wasn't as important as this one, so I wanted to come out and get a win.
Talk about Kris's, obviously his big milestone, and what it's been like to play with him.
Kris, he's a funny kid. I love playing with Kris. He's a great player. He's a great kid, and he just works hard, and I like playing with him.
Talk about Tuesday's game at Oliver Ames. Would you consider it maybe the game of the year?
It probably is. I think we're both tied for first place in the Little Hawk. So Tuesday is going to be a big game. There's going to be a lot of hype. There's going to be a lot of people, and we just got to come out and play strong.
Three-pointer, Marcus Middleton. Basket by Marcus Middleton.